Hey, Step Bam Bam.
How's it going, guys?
So, we decided to take the time to talk to you guys, to get us to know a little bit more, and while the kids are sleeping. So we kind of just want to get to know you guys, for you guys to get to know us. And here we go. Part 1. We don't know how long it's going to take us to do it.
I don't know.
We talk a lot, so we'll see how this goes.
We both like to talk.
Okay, so we're starting this YouTube channel because we want to build memories for our kids. So when I started the YouTube channel back in England, that was my main goal, is just to have memories with my kids. But like how I told you guys in one of my storylines, if you guys haven't watched that video, it is part 1, moving from England to Oregon. When I was doing YouTube, when Adam was a baby, now that I look back at the videos that I already uploaded when I started my channel about 3-4 years ago, it just makes me cry. It makes me just cringe it makes me so mad at myself that I didn't continue doing it. But like I explained to you guys, I wasn't mentally there. I wasn't mentally stable after, Wayne being gone all the time and me being a new mom and figuring everything out by myself. It was very, very tough for me to do that. So our main goal is to create memories for our children so they can look back and watch themselves and see, how they look when they were 2, how they look when they were 4, 5, 10, etc.
It's like, I remember when I was little growing up, and I think my mom still has some now, but like the VHS, I know like some of people don't even remember what VHS is, like the black square tapes you put in the VCR. And
we're so old.
Like watching the videos of like you as a kid growing up, or like we used to have those books called like scrapbooks, I think that's what my mom called it, scrapbooks. And it's like all the pictures of you as a kid, but like it's 2020 and technology is so advanced. Like, why not have YouTube to where my kids can look at that one day and be like, oh wow, this was me literally growing up every single day. So in the end, we want to do this for our kids and like memories for our family,
Yeah, and then to share those memories with you guys, and to get feedback from some things, like some videos I mentioned, if you guys have any feedback on how to potty train or whatever the case may be, I usually will love some advice and some input from other mothers and fathers out there. Like we're figuring life out. We're struggling with these boys, but we're making it through, and we're trying to have fun with them and figure everything out, because nobody teaches you how to do life.
We literally started in another country. So I was stationed in England when we got married and had Adam, and we literally, obviously in England, in another country, and with me being deployed all the time, I was never there, so Catherine had to literally figure all this stuff out on her own, you know what I mean? And
no family.
We have learned so much and build our relationship, and we still struggle, but we have learned to something in life.
We struggle because of him.
You have to learn. That's part of life, is experimenting, and experience is the best teacher.
No one teaches you life and how to start life and how to do your taxes and how to do how to work with your credit and all that. So we're figuring out as parents, and we love that. We love to take you guys in our journey to figuring things out as parents. But yeah, we started, like Wayne said, we met in an airplane. I used to be a flight attendant for American, and he was just enlisting in the military. So
I was on the way to basic training, so I'm super nervous. I'm going to boot camp to get yelled at for 3 months. And she's flirting with me the entire time on the airplane.
I wasn't flirting with you.
She was she came and sat by me. She's bringing me all these drinks.
Lies.
And I'm just with a little blue jeans and a white shirt tucked in with a folder. And I'm you your legs tapping. And I'm like, oh my God, this lady keeps flirting with me the whole time.
I was so young.
This young lady keeps flirting with me the whole time. But she's really pretty, but I got to go to basic training and I'm nervous.
I think my looks got to him, with the cute, pretty scarf and the uniform and the heels and the red lips.
Because she was in my face the whole time. That's why.
Shut up. So,
oh my gosh.
So whatever, we we hooked up.
Well, so obviously, basic training has changed since I was in, and like your phones and stuff like that, nothing. So I go to leave and I'm like, hey, let me get your number. And I'm like, can I get a hug? So I give her a hug and I get her number, but I didn't realize that, hey, you're going to boot camp. You're not going to have your phone for 3 months and be able to contact her at all. So I think I had like,
That's what he deserves.
I got your number.
I waited for like almost 2 months for his call, for his text, and I would be one of those stalkers that would like stalk his Instagram, and I would stalk his phone, and I would like private call, and it would go straight to voicemail. I was like, did he block me?
The setting for everything is so I'm in the Air Force, but basic training for the Air Force is in Lackland Air Force Base, which is in San Antonio, but Kat at the time was based out of Dallas. So that's why I was like, okay, you're not too far.
Where my Dallas pizza at?
Yeah, woo! Be sure to like and subscribe. Comment if you're from Dallas.
Yes, let us know where you guys are from.
Actually,
that would be really interesting to see where everybody else is from, our viewers.
Yeah, comment below and tell us where you guys are from. We're very curious to hear. So I get off the airplane and then I go in the airport and I start getting screamed at by my MTI in the middle of an airport, like, get her attention with this yellow folder. And obviously I'm like, all right, this is this, and I'm never going to see this girl ever again.
That's what you signed up for.
Yeah.
But eventually we linked up, and I flew to see him because it was only like a 25 minute flight.
You got to tell him when we met. So I got out of basic training, and I got really lucky with the job I have in the Air Force that...
Oh, yeah, I'm skipping, guys. I'm so excited. I am skipping all the info.
My tech school, which is your follow-on after basic training, was in... Shepherd Air Force Base, which is in Wichita Falls. So that's like I don't know how far of a drive, but it's a really quick flight from Dallas. And so I'm on the bus ride, fresh out of basic training, this like completely changed person. And, I'm on the ride. I'm like, oh, let me message this girl. I got my phone now. Like, cause when you've been away for 3 months, like music sounds so good again. Like, I don't know. It's weird. So I messaged her and it kind of kicked off, and she messaged me like right back, I believe. And then we called each other and talked like the whole bus ride all the way.
No, I called you. I called you to see if it was true. I thought it was like a prank or something. And I was like I need to know why he hasn't called me in 2 months. So I called him to make sure it was him. And then he was like, Catherine? And I was like, yeah. So out of nowhere, like we hit it off, and we kind of spoke over the phone for like a month and a half till like we actually made plans to see each other in person. Because I mean, like me as living by myself in Dallas and being a flight attendant, like they trained us to actually be careful with like, strangers and stuff like that. And of course they teach you that when you're little, your parents.
Yeah.
But it was more so like me being by myself as an adult, meeting another adult in the middle of nowhere, because Wichita Falls, I felt like it's in the middle of nowhere. Me coming from the city, it was in the middle of nowhere. So I was afraid. So I wanted to get to know him first. And I remember I called my sister and I told her, I said, this is the hotel I'm staying at. Like, this is the person I'm seeing. This is all of his information. This is his phone number. Like, this is the hotel's phone number. This is my room number. Like, just in case, right? But thank God he wasn't a weirdo.
So it was crazy, right? As most of you may know, and like we can do another video sometime on like more of the military like transition lifestyle, and we got a whole bunch of videos coming, guys. But when you go to tech school, you're not allowed to be like a new airman out of basic to just go roam the streets. Like, so you're there, you can't go off base, and then like the first 2 weeks you can go off base, you have to wear your dress blues. And as most of you know in the military, dress blues are like, oh, they look so nice, but they are a pain in the butt to wear because everything's got to be perfect, and you're a brand new airman, so if you see like a staff sergeant or you see someone high ranking and your uniform looks like crap, they're going to drill you in the middle of wherever you are. It's the mall, restaurant, walking down the street. So so she comes and flies up, but when you're in tech school, we had curfew. So my curfew on the weekends, obviously during the week you're working and schooling and learning everything constantly and PT, was 4 a.m. and I had to be back, I believe, at 10 at night. At 10 o'clock at night. So being brand new in the military, you don't make any money. Like I was an E0, I think, still, or like maybe an E1. Yeah, E1? No, I was Airman Basic. Yeah, E0. So literally all my money went to getting a taxi cab. They had these taxis that would come on base, and I would get a taxi at 4 a.m. to go to the hotel so we could just wake up and start our day and then come back every night on the weekend. And that was literally, like, we were so...
Our lives.
If the Air Force didn't feed me, like, at the DFAC, I would have starved to death because literally all my money went to taxi cab rides. And as you know, those of you that are from Texas, everything in Texas is spread out. So it's a long drive to get wherever you wanted to go.
And all my paycheck went to the hotel, and we'll split the cost. So like if he took care of dinner, I'll take care of the movies. So, and I paid rent. So it was like a lot for me. Like all my money was going to my bills and dating this knucklehead. So all his money was coming to me too and dating me. So pretty much we sacrificed everything for each other, and that's when we actually just got to the point where we knew, like, we didn't care what we have, we didn't care what other people thought, that we were moving too fast. Like we fell in love, we fell head over heels for each other. Like it's something that you see out of a movie.
We were really in love with each other, and like I really
were.
Yeah, no, at that moment in time, we still are.
Still in love with me.
We still are very much in love with each other, but. So it was crazy that I'm trying to think. Yeah, we were getting kind of serious, and then I got my assignment to go to England. So I knew my first assignment was in England, and you have to do follow-on training. So my follow-on training was in North Carolina at Seymour Johnson. So it was crazy how we stayed together.
It was a test in our relationship for sure.
We had started speaking about being married and getting married, so we went to North Carolina. She got based in Miami, luckily.
Where I'm originally from. So I have my mom here, my sister, we're all here, and there is Adam.
Say hey.
Come here, Adam. Sit in Daddy's lap.
Come here. Say hey, friends.
Come back and sit in Daddy's lap. There you go. Say hey.
Silly faces.
So it worked out perfectly because then he went to North Carolina and I was in Miami. So it was like a 2-hour flight.
I forgot. So in North Carolina, I knew she was the one. I actually proposed to her in Texas. I had proposed to her, and my whole family was against it. They were mad. I had given her a promise ring like a couple weeks before, and then up in a mall to propose to her, literally. And I had the music play over the speaker in the mall, and she came in the jewelry store, and like I hid the ring on this little teddy bear, and I proposed to her. So then I
couldn't find the ring.
Yep, she couldn't find it, so it was all awkward and everything, but she said yes. It was a blonde moment. She said yes, and we'll have to put the video up here sometime on YouTube. But we went to North Carolina and Wayne County, and we got married at Seymour Johnson. So
yep.
And then literally right after we got married, I left to England.
Yep, and I stayed behind because I wanted to keep my job because, hey, I'm talking. Because I love my job. I really, really enjoy being a flight attendant, and especially being single with all the flight privileges and all that stuff. I loved it. I really did. So I continued to work and commute from Miami to England and to see Wayne. I think it was like once a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And eventually we did it. I did the commute for like about 9 months to 10 months. Our first year of marriage, and it was just tough. I was like, I can't be away from this person that I love, and for no reason, because this time I wasn't paying rent. I was living with my mom. So yeah, you were in England, and eventually I decided to move to England. But we're looking at the time, guys, and it's been way too long.
As you can hear, the kids are going crazy right now. But stay tuned for a part 2 about England and life in England as a newly wedded couple.
Yes, and the struggles that we went through.
Oh my goodness.
We went through some struggles.
Yes, we did.
So,
all right, guys. All right, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below. Step Fam, we love you guys.
Bye, love you.
Bye.